Hello and welcome to yet another amazing episode. My name is Jacinta Wangeshi, and this is just a random video that I'm doing, by the way. I didn't schedule it, and if you can see, it's not the way it's usually set up. But I decided, you know what? Let me just talk about this because, hey, a lot of you have been asking me about it, especially on Facebook, right? And what is this thing that you have been asking for? Jacinta, how do I find healthy love after living a toxic relationship? And I decided, why not? I don't really have to sit down and schedule it and all these other things that I usually do, because this information needs to be out there, and I'm gonna tell you about it because it's so exciting. I get so excited when a woman comes to me and is just asking of how to move on with her life, because I'm a big believer of second chances, and especially second chances in love, right? So if it's your first time here, please subscribe, share this video with another woman who needs to hear this information, and like this video. And my name is Jacinta Wangeshi, in case I don't know whether I forgot or I have actually introduced myself, but if this is your first time here, my name is Jacinta Wangeshi and I am an aligned love coach. So welcome, karibu, let's get into telling you exactly how you can be able to find healthy love after living a toxic one. Karibu. Sit down, grab your cup of tea, your juice, your wine, whatever you indulge yourself with, because this is going to be juicy. It's going to be juicy because I remember being in this same place where you most probably are. You have left a toxic relationship. It's all fine, all good, and congratulations to you, because this is a huge step, right? Not many women are able to actually stand up and make this decision. Let me just clarify on that one first. And this is why you need to be very proud of yourself, especially because you have chosen yourself. You have said yes to a possibility of a better future. You know, that's one thing that people don't really see, is that when you're clearing out with the old, a toxic relationship, you're actually saying yes to a better, healthier future. Even though it's scary, I know, the fear of the unknown. There is all these noises, all that we have been hearing in the past, being told that, you know, once you leave a relationship, you might never find somebody who is going to love you again. It's all the crazy hullabaloos, and sometimes this keeps so many women still stuck in this toxic relationship. So if you have been able to walk out, congratulations. And if you're still stuck in that position, this is where I come in. DM me, text me, email me, just do something to get my attention, because this is exactly what I do. I have been helping women who are stuck in toxic relationships to be able to free themselves, get the clarity, because that is something that I know a lot of women struggle with. Do I leave? Do I stay? Is it gonna change? Is it not gonna change? And also get a sense of direction. I never tell a woman, hey, it's time for you to walk out, even though I can tell that the relationship is going nowhere. It's very toxic. The woman might even be losing herself, and eventually at some point, especially if it's physically abusive, you might actually be in there at a risk of losing your life. But I will never ever tell a woman, pack your bags and go, because I know that is a personal decision. Having walked in it, it's a personal decision, and you just need to be equipped with the information and the skills and the tools that I equip you with among a huge community of amazing women who I have been able to help gain clarity and sense of direction. So anyway, that was by the way. Back to the main topic, which I know you are excited about, is you've left the relationship. You are now here and you're thinking, so Jacinta, where do I start? How do I move on with my life? And especially, how do I attract a better man, a man who is not going to be toxic? So I'm just going to hop right into it, because I have 3 very powerful points. Point number 1, please heal. please, please, please heal. Do not, and I repeat, I'm really going to emphasize on this first point, and this is why it's number one. Heal before you get into another relationship. Why is that, or why is it important to heal? Because I know very well that you might be tempted to think, let me get a distraction, let me just get into another relationship. And the elephant in the room, nobody prepares you for the loneliness that hits you, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship. I know this because I have been there, right? You feel so alone, you feel so sad at some point. You are not used to this kind of life. This is why some women make the big mistake of hopping right into another relationship, and yet they have not really done the work. Which work is this? The work of identifying what mistakes did I make in the first place. How was I even in this position? How did I get myself in this position of attracting this unhealthy man? How or which parts of me actually craving for these sorts of relationships? Remember, we have a type, or we like to say that we have a type. I usually say that a type does not really work on anyone, because, or especially when you're self-aware, a type does not apply to you. But if you are not self-aware, then you will actually think that you have a type. Who is this type? It's not usually a physical type, let me tell you. Let me be very honest with you. It's never my type is the tall, dark, handsome type. I know. It is actually a type who you might be thinking is masculine, but honestly, they are just toxic. Yeah. Oh, my type is a bad boy. Oh, when I see a good boy somewhere, I think they're not my type because I might overstep on them. I might be too much to them. If you've ever found yourself saying this, my dear, you need a lot of healing. And healing is just the umbrella for this inner work that I help women go through, and I personally had to go through it because this is how I was able to move on to the next points that I'll be telling you about. So before you think about moving on to the next relationship, please heal. And I think in the next video I will do an exercise on why it's very important for you to heal before moving on to the next relationship. Yeah. And how actually our minds see things, and how sometimes we get so confused, and then we end up choosing the same devil in a different face. What does that mean? You end up choosing somebody who has the very same character and qualities, and in the beginning you do not see this, and you might be thinking, yes, I think I have gotten this, somebody who says that they love me, but before you know it, you're in the same pattern that you had with your previous or with your ex. Yeah. So heal first before anything else. Heal. Either do therapy, either look for a coach like myself, but do something that will make you change. We usually call it learning and relearning. Yeah. Learn what the mistakes that you made, and learn some behaviors that you had. I always say that you have picked some toxic traits as well. If you're in a toxic relationship, trust me, you're also toxic to some capacity, and you do not want to be carrying that baggage in your next relationship. So that is unlearning, and then relearn some positive skills, some positive aspects of relationships, right? So that is point number one. Point number two, that is very, very important, and I see so many women getting this wrong again, right? You have healed. Find out now, how do healthy relationships look like? How do healthy relationships look like? Because trust me, you can do the work on yourself. But if you're not aware of what you're looking for, remember, let me take you back to the basic. Most of the time we learn about how relationships should look like based on our caregivers. Most of the time, those are our parents, and they learned how relationships look like from their own parents, which is to say that it could actually be healthy or not healthy. So despite you doing the work on yourself, despite you being very aware, you might actually not even find how a healthy relationship looks like. I find it very funny, and I keep saying, you know what? I wish relationship was a topic in school, especially in high school when we just get into the basics of boyfriend girlfriend kind of relationship. Because tell me, why am I supposed to get into this institution called relationships or marriage? And then that's when you get to learn, when you're inside it, how a healthy and an unhealthy relationship looks like. Yet, we go to school to study courses for our various careers, and then you're given a certificate, and now that's when you're told, hey, now you're ready, you have the skills, you have done the exams, now this is what your job description looks like, you're free to go and work in that profession. But in relationships, you're supposed to dive in there and then just maneuver around, find out if it's not working, now get off, or climb out, or if it's working, just find your way around it. Yeah. It's a very twisted thing, if you ask me. That's why I insist. Please learn how a healthy relationship looks like versus an unhealthy relationship, because even if you do all this work and you're still getting into relationships, you might still end up in a very toxic relationship, or even find yourself not being able to settle in a relationship, because if you're still going back to the toxic ones but you're very self-aware, you're not going to be lasting there, and then you might at the end of the day be thinking, then I am the problem. My dear, you're not the problem, you just do not really know what you're looking for. So learn about that as well, right? And on to my third point, which is connected. I'm hoping that you can see the comparison here, or like the steps. I've done the like the ABC. In Kenya, we used to do, like, especially in maths book, where they used to step one, which is class 1, and then class 2, like that. They were stepping, right? So step number 1, let's even say step number 1 was leaving the toxic relationship. 2, you're doing the healing work. 3 is the awareness, where you're just learning about how a healthy relationship looks like versus an unhealthy one, right? And then the next step number 3, very important, that you really need to be able to understand your standards. Because if you've done the healing and the awareness, but you have not really worked on your standards, you're settling again. No matter how self-aware, no matter how much you know the difference between a healthy and unhealthy relationship, you will find yourself in another toxic relationship. Yeah? Your standards, those are your values, and they usually come in even from your self-worth. And if it doesn't work, if it doesn't, from the beginning, just when you're dating, when you get to know somebody and you know they're not for you, your standards are going to keep it moving. So it's very important for you to be able to set those standards and actually stick with them. Even if you see a guy and he's the tall, dark, handsome type, but still he's disrespecting you, or he's making you feel like you've set standards which are impossible to meet, you are going to walk away from that relationship, because that is not your person. The problem that happens is that, especially when you get in the dating scene, you know your stuff, you know yourself, you know your triggers and all that. But then at some point, we tend to feel like, maybe I'm asking for too much. Honey, you're not asking for too much. I usually say that maybe if your person is number 10, this person might be 2, 3. So keep it moving, please. The more you keep it moving, the more you're getting closer to your person. And dating is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be getting to know people. It shouldn't mean that specifically because I am dating you that now I'm directly going to marry you. No. You need to be ready, just like we vet for jobs, just like we vet, for schools and for other things. Also be comfortable vetting for a life partner. Remember, this is the most important, if not at all. I would say it's the most important for me, because this person is either going to make you or break you. This person is either going to inspire you to reach for your goals, for your dreams, or they're going to pull you down. You might either be building with this person, or they'll just be wasting your time. So it's very, very important that you take your time when choosing and maintain your standards. no matter how big or how outrageous they seem, there's someone for everyone. And your person could actually be the person who is looking for you, who has those outrageous, outrageous is different for everyone. For me, it was the fact that I had wanted to have a man who did not have kids despite having my own kids, right? And when I said that, because I said that later in a post on Facebook, so many people are like, you're very selfish, you're self-centered. Men came after me. Some men, I would say the triggered ones. But I got exactly that. So whatever it is that you're looking for, set your standards and stick to them. And I hope that this video is going to help you. And if there are other lessons that I know there are a bunch of them, but I just mentioned the 3 major ones. Please comment them. Let other women know, like if you are in that position where you love a toxic relationship and now you're in a relationship, which one? It could be maybe 1, 2, or 3 point, or you have a different one that was very important to you. Comment. Let other women also learn from this. I intend this channel to be just about women learning and knowing that second chances exist. True love exists, and it's out there, and it's not just for specific people, but it's for each and every one of us, right? So still, if you're a man, because I know that I have amazing men who still are subscribed to this channel, please share this video with a woman that might benefit from this. Maybe it could be your I will not say your wife or girlfriend because but let's say your girlfriend or your friends, right? Your cousins, your sisters, maybe you and your mother, I never know. So thank you so much, and until next time, where I've said that I will talk about healing and the importance of healing. See you then. I love you guys. Bye bye.